AITA for refusing to take my stepdaughter with me on vacation? When I met my husband, he had 3 kids. They were 6F, 5M, and 3F, and I also had a 4-year-old girl. We got married 2 years later. I had another girl 5 years later. At first, the kids were at their mom's on weekdays and with us on weekends. His 2 older kids adored me, while the youngest, Robin, was colder to me. It wasn't so bad then. A year into our marriage, their mother told my husband that she couldn't raise them on her own. Either he went back to her or raised them himself. Their mother would only try to spend time with them a couple of days in a month. Robin started treating me worse as the years went on. She would get extremely hostile towards me, especially right after spending time with her mom. It was clear to all of us that her mom was trying to make the kids hate me. It didn't work with oldest kids, who quickly started calling me mom on their own. I've grown to love them like I love my bio kids. I once referred to all of them as my kids to someone, and Robin got so upset and said I'm not her kid. She was always distant but polite with my older bio daughter. Sometimes she would be playing with the baby until I came into the room, and then she'd stop and start complaining, saying things like, "Get your annoying daughter away from me." I would get her gifts and she would thank her father because it's his money, disregarding the fact that I picked out the gift. She would always complain about my cooking and refuse to eat sometimes. Everyone loves my food, so it's clear she is just being mean. When spending time as a family, she would be very rude to only me and just ignore me on a good day. Recently, my family and I all plan to spend a month abroad this summer. My husband isn't coming because of work. I'm planning to take the kids with me except for Robin. When I first mentioned this to my husband, he agreed. Neither of us even thought she would want to go with me without her father. I went to visit my family with the kids a few times before, while she stayed with her aunt. Robin's mother died 2 years ago. When she found out, she was angry and says that she deserves to go. My husband begged me to take her, but I refused. I want to relax and enjoy life with my kids and family who love me. I feel like I deserve it. Taking her without her father being there means I have to keep an eye on her on my own and deal with her not listening to me and being rude. My husband said she told him she will be on her best behavior. I said I don't trust her. He even told me that he would send her aunt and cousins with us so that she could watch her there. I refused because this is a family vacation and I don't want a strange family tagging along. Plus, he could just send them all on a separate vacation away from me. He refused because she wants to be with her siblings. I really need objective opinions on this. Am I being an asshole by refusing to let her go with me? Edit. Robin is 14 now. First comment, Op said in a comment they did try therapy. I've always known she is angry and resentful. She went to therapy a few times but refused to continue. Her father doesn't want to pressure her anymore about it. I've tried talking to her so many ways over the years. I even cried on multiple occasions and begged her to be nice to me. I've basically raised her since her father works so much, but she just hates me. We've been on vacations before and she really dampened my mood even with her father with us. A lot of the times when her rudeness towards me gets out of hand and I keep quiet, her siblings start fighting with her over it. She makes spending time with each other so tense. I can't even imagine how bad it will get without her dad there for a whole month. NTA Op, you've done more than required. Her siblings have tried to make this teen understand she's being an teen doesn't care. It's high time she learns actions have consequences. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Don't shit where you eat. Any of those phrases can be applied here. Robin doesn't get to treat Op like shit for years and get a huge vacation for her efforts at the further expense of Oppie and Op's family. Time to grow up, Robin. Second comment, yep, what others have said below. You're not being mean, actions have consequences, and her hatred is emotionally draining. You've tried to extend olive branches, but she's made it clear to you she's the one who needs to take the first step. In order to feel like she isn't being forced or manipulated into caring for you, which is probably what her mother put in her head. Don't say that though. Tell her you don't have to be her mom like you are to her siblings if she doesn't want, and she doesn't even have to be friends. Even though that stings a lot, but you demand her to respect you as a roommate, since it's yours and her father's job to teach her how to live with others like roommates. Since you're the adults of the household, that she won't be able to live with others and treat them like this. It will impact her future friendships and relationships. What that means for the future is respecting your boundaries and other members of the household, as well as doing chores, being part of the household. Tell her if she wants to build her relationship with you, that's fine, and that if she starts treating you with respect, you'll plan a trip with her to take the whole family on. This seems to be a control issue. They say teenagers and toddlers are very similar with bigger vocabulary. Use the same techniques to give them age-appropriate autonomy. Third comment, This is a really tough situation. You should absolutely not have to take a kid on vacation who does not respect you or care for you. That isn't a burden you need to carry, and the fact that she doesn't feel that you are her mother or an authority figure is worrying, as she may be less likely to listen to you, and this can lead to dangerous situations when in an unfamiliar country. That said, excluding her and only her is also really hurtful to her. It may have been better to only take your biological children and set up a fun visit with the aunt for all the stepkids so that stepdaughter isn't excluded. I also think it may have been better to tell your stepdaughter about the trip way in advance and let her know that currently you don't trust her and aren't comfortable taking her. If she wants to try to earn your trust in the coming months so that she can go on the trip, then she can do that. Basically, if she treats you poorly, she is axed from the trip and she can't complain because she was given the opportunity to come and she ruined it. Further still, why hasn't her blatant disrespect been squashed hard by her father? She doesn't have to like you, be warm to you, or even interact with you much, but the behaviors you mentioned are atrocious and should have been corrected years ago. Overall, I'm somewhere between ESH and NNH. Fourth comment, please opt don't bring Robin with you on an overseas trip with you without her father. Nope. You'll be in a foreign country with a child who doesn't respect you and won't listen to you. Robin will definitely act up for no reason at all and very likely end up in an unsafe, dangerous situation or put you and the other kids in one. Following your directions can be life-death in a foreign country. I'm aware I'm being extreme, but that's how dire is this situation. Straight up, she should be in therapy, and even being a child, she obviously doesn't respond to reason, as I'm sure her siblings has spoken to her a million times about her behavior, and she sees the reality of you being the one that raised her. She was told by her siblings about her mom abandoning them, and yet she clings to her fantasies about her mom as her reality. I've met Robin many times in my life, meaning people that don't respond to reality. Even when it happens in front of them, ask them about any conversations they have with anyone, and they'll tell you something totally different from the other person or persons or witness said. It could be a group, and everyone will have similar recollections, but not Robin. Hers will be so different from everyone's else, will be befuddled and confused. These people reality is completely different. Beck, whatever fantasy they have in their mind about a person, incident, situation is the truth. I'm talking from personal experience, as I grew up with extended family members, and two of them were total Robins LMFAO. And at different points there were some kids at my school just like your stepdaughter. Hope kid will change, but she needs therapy and someone like her father, aunt, siblings to set her straight intervention style with no sugarcoating. The ages of 14 to 16 are pivotal points in these conditions, and the longer it goes, the worse it'll get. She already has negative feelings for you and tons of ill will. Don't play into her hands by bringing her on an overseas trip, giving her the chance to ruin the trip for everyone or worse. She can hate you from afar, but everyone, including her, will be safe.